They coming here today now, meeting disappointment. I do not like it. They should talk with people that they are going to be on strike. That's all.
The agony of a disappointed patient during one of the industrial actions by medical doctors working for the Lagos State government. Lagos is by no means the only state where doctors have downed tools. Other states in Nigeria have also had their doses of strike by doctors at different times, most often after the breakdown of negotiations between the doctors and government over various issues, especially that of wages and condition of service. Over the years, these strike actions have taken their toll on the people, with several lives lost. This raises the question about the binding powers of the Hippocratic Oath, the oldest document that guides medical practice, which every doctor must sign up to. Going by the Hippocratic Oath, a doctor, among other responsibilities to his superiors and colleagues, is to put his patients first, treat the sick according to the best of his ability, and preserve patient-doctor confidentiality. But this seems not to be the case, as doctors are often accused of violating the oath and abandoning their patients during strike.
If only for the Hippocratic Oath we swore, if only for the poor citizens, if only for the sick and for the dying and the people in pain and the people in one sort of hardship or the other. You admit them, you do operations on them, they want to have their children are sick, they want to be operated upon, you admit them into the ward, and the second day you declare an industrial action and you leave them. I think it's not a good thing at all.
Away from the patient. There's a misconception that occurs when strike happens. Yes, we may not open our outpatient department, but those patients that are under us are taken care of and are sent somewhere else for care you cannot at that time, or you take care of them until you discharge. No hospital, no doctor goes on strike today and they close down everything without taking care of those who are already under their care. But that Hippocratic Oath talks about the dignity of the doctor. All right? When a government, which actually by default has taken the oath by opening a hospital for patients, fail to make those doctors to maintain their dignity. A doctor is hungry and you want him or her to save the life of somebody. A doctor's life is in danger at a particular point, and want a doctor to kill himself for a patient. The Hippocratic Oath never said that. Indeed, part of the code of conduct is that if a doctor is to save the life of a patient, he should make sure that his own life is preserved also.
So much has been said about the Hippocratic Oath taken by doctors during their induction into the medical profession. But will a doctor be justified or be liable for leaving his patients and going on strike to press home for better working conditions or welfare? P.J. Osuji, a lawyer, says the oath is more of a moral issue than a legal one.
Aside from cases of medical negligence, Hippocratic Oath is just a moral code, except it is incorporated in our criminal law. A patient cannot sue a doctor for not being there as a result of a strike embarked by the medical doctors.
Put the question to the man on the street, and the answer is a mixed bag.
So I would advise the doctors, they should really sit back and think of the lives of Nigerians, not really the federal government problems or maybe lack of infrastructure. They are there to work. They should put their own effort at the same time, because the patient is an innocent person.
They've taken an oath to render a service, a humanitarian service, though the service is attached with payment. So I believe that an institution that have engaged in such services ought to provide them the necessary things they required to render their services. Can an angry man work? Can a hungry man work? If the doctors what are demanding maybe an increment in salary or whatever thing, and those things are not coming forth, So in as well, they are not happy.
And so the arguments go back and forth. But one thing that is clear is that the doctors and the government have a duty to the patient to protect the sanctity of life and not to flex their muscles while the people die. For The Big Story, Yomi Otaigbe reporting for Channels Television News.